And we welcome you to race day 11, live from Lewis Downs, beautiful Chamber of Commerce Day in Gainesville, Florida. Just 7 races on the docket, the penultimate race day before the Lewis Downs Sprint Championships in 2 weeks. And also looking forward to that 2-year-old auction draft coming up in just 16 days. So again, welcome to everyone. Hope you're ready for a fun race day. And without further ado, I'll send it over to Chris for our big preview.
Thanks, Jimmy. And yeah, I wanted to remind people of the draft being Tuesday, June 25th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, don't forget, it would be almost pretty impossible to reschedule. So draft Tuesday, June 25th. All right, let's do a day 10 recap and an upcoming race preview. So the first story is, was there a drought in the rain? Nate has 14 total wins, including wins on 7 different rain days, or 7 different days. Day 10 was the first race day with rain since day 1. But did a drought start in the rain because Nate had 0 wins? Maybe a little bit of a window for the other 11 competitors, because Nate doesn't go very many days ever at all without a win. But it was rainy last time at Lewis Downs, but perhaps the drought started. Maybe there's a window. All right, also Girl Power. Kaylin and Jesse both had wins on day 9 and both had wins on day 10. For Kaylin, it was Embellishment and then Wind Up Delivery. For Jesse, it was Quicksilver, then Ichabod. So Girl Power getting little streaks going. Both of those streaks will end today, though, because a third of the league is taking the day off, including Kaylin and Jesse. Also taking the day off today is Johnny and Casey. Perhaps there's some strategy behind that, because next week, as Jimmy alluded to, is our 4 stakes races, the Lewis Downs Sprint Championships. And then on day 13, there's a stakes race. And on day 14, there's 4 more stakes races. So we got a big, big, hefty portion of the schedule with a lot of money available. 9 stakes races in the next 3 weeks. Those 9 races, there's over $2 million available in purse money. So perhaps those 4 aforementioned stables are looking ahead at that. I did want to point out today what I'm going to call maybe today's feature race, and that's race 6. It's a claiming race, and you guys entered 9 horses, and I'm so proud of you, because it's also a race worth, the claim price is $50,000, and you guys put pretty evenly matched horses in it. A lot of F-grade horses, a couple E-grade horses, which will be the favorites. Cliventricus is no stranger to claims races, but I don't know. E and F-grade horses are the kinds that might go for around 50,000, and it's just an awesome race. I'm looking forward to have so many entries in a claims race. All right, how about the Dark Horse Detective, Jimmy?
All right, thanks, Chris. Today, Dark Horse, going a little bit different. For the first time all year, I'm going with a free agent horse for my Dark Horse. I'm going with Mr. Edward in race 3, the only H horse among 5 Gs. We'll see if he can be the OG of the race. No wins so far, 3 entries, and going with Mr. Edward, even though all females in the race, going with Mr. Edward. And yeah, there we go. Mr. Edward, not Mr. Ed, Chris. Mr.
No.
Edward, Mr. Edward.
Thanks,
right,
Jimmy.
Back to you.
Thanks, Jimmy. And I was going to take this opportunity to point out. So I randomly assign the names to the horses, but if there's an obvious male name or obvious female name, I do adjust it down 1 so that this doesn't happen. And for Mr. Edward, I just missed it. So Mr. Edward is a female horse, and it's just because I just missed it. Also, the name is great, and I believe Andrew gave it to me. So big ups to Andrew for that name suggestion. A long time ago. This was a very, very early on name that was offered. But yeah, we'll see. Definitely a dark horse. There is Andrew. All right, I thought we should certainly look at the standings every pregame show from now on, as we're getting into the home stretch. Nate's in first place. He's still got that pretty sizable gap on Brett, who then still has that pretty sizable gap on Andrew. But there's still a lot of money left and a lot of, good amount of season still to go. Don't forget the draft Tuesday, June 25th. All right, Jimmy, should we look at race number 1?
All right, let's do it. I also want to point out Nate has twice as many wins as any other stable. So definitely dominant. Money wise, obviously we're a little closer, but yeah, kind of nuts. He's got 14 and 4 other stables with 7 wins. But for our first race today, all unknown horses, just 6, the minimum. So all the free agents are going to win something. Also a short race, only 6 furlongs. And one former winner, Gefilte Fish, winning all the way back on day 1 in the rain. And that was also in the dirt. That was in the mud, if you will, in the slop, in a race twice as long as this one. So we shall see.
Okay, yeah.
Also claiming race, 22,500 will get you one of these 6 horses.
Thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, and if you look at the career prize money to date, Gefilte Fish has by far the most, but it is facing some stiffer competition with some G-grade horses in this one.
For sure. All right, let's get out on the track. As I said, beautiful day, beautiful weather here in Gainesville, Lewis Downs, first race, and they're off. Buttons and Zips in that, off to the early lead, followed by Gratitude, Sprinkles, Big John, Gefilte Fish, and Ya Big. Gratitude now in the lead, Buttons and Zips in that, not far behind, Gefilte Fish gaining, and Big John now up into 4th. As we head toward the halfway point, about a 3-horse race, but everybody's actually in it. We got a full 6-horse race here. Buttons and Zips in that, Gefilte Fish, Gratitude, all switching places. Buttons and Zips in that, trying to pull away, but Gratitude and Sprinkles not far behind. It's Gratitude now in the lead. Now it's Sprinkles trying to stretch. As we go down toward the finish, Sprinkles maybe getting caught by Big John. Big John takes the lead right at the end, and it's Big John for the win, followed by Sprinkles in second, Buttons and Zips in that, Ya Big, Gefilte Fish, and Gratitude. Congrats to Big John.
Yeah, good comeback win at the end there. There was one claim. There were 2 attempts on Gefilte Fish, and Johnny won the claim.
All right, congrats to Johnny. Gefilte Fish.
All right, let's look at race number 2.
Let's do it. Race number 2, just 2 unknown horses in this one. Another short one, 6.5 furlongs in the dirt. And we've got a few fresh horses. I'm Mad at You, Vibing, and Frush, all fresh for this one. And 2 winners. I'm Mad at You and Frush, former winners as well.
Yeah, and I would say the F-grade horses are the favorites, of course. Nate's F-grade horse, Frush, with the win before, and a second and a third. And the most prize money, perhaps Frush is the favorite. But the second place stable, Brett, has an F-grade horse in this one too, Gadsden Tide. Those are certainly some horses to watch.
Nice. And that third F horse, Persnickety, one of the free agents. Let's head back out to the dirt for race number 2, and they're off. I'm Mad at You and Vibing out to an early lead, followed by All Sales, our final, Frush, Persnickety, and Gadsden Tide bringing up the rear. I'm Mad at You, trying to gain that lead over a half length, close to a half length, but Vibing not far behind as we reach the halfway point. All Sales, the final now in the third, Vibing taking the lead and trying to push that lead. I'm Mad at You in second, but Frush not far behind, and Frush now overtaking it in the second, trying to catch up with Vibing, but it's still Vibing in the lead. Frush not far behind, Gadsden tied in third. Now it's All Stairs a final in third and charging. It's a 3 or 4 horse race as we head down the stretch. All Stairs a final now in the lead. Frush back into the lead now, and Frush pulling away. It's Frush with nearly a half-length lead, and Frush with the win. Followed by Persnickety, Vibing, I'm Mad at You, Gadsden tied. All Stairs are final. Frush with the win. Nate, win number 15 of the season. There's no drought here.
Is over. Yeah, drought is over. Congrats to Nate.
Nicely done. Stretching out that first place lead.
Indeed.
The adding 24,000 from that $40,000 purse going to Nate. And let's go on to race number 3. This one again in the dirt,
Nate,
up to 9 furlongs.
Nate says no drought about it. And
that's
Brett
your headline right there.
Brett has joined us. He's graciously congratulated Nate, but noted that was probably the worst possible result for him. It was a smaller race in terms of purse money, but true nonetheless.
It was. And
right,
Brett
Jimmy,
with just 2 entries today. That was one of his. The other one we'll see later on, the A grade Portugal Demand in that final race. But let's go to race number 3. As I said, 9 furlongs in the dirt. Got 3 former winners. Her Majesty, that girl from school, and that's in order. And as I said before, my dark horse today, the H grade, Mr. Edward. Should be a close one.
Indeed. Let's go to the track.
All right. Back out to the nice dry dirt. I said 6 horses and they're off. Everybody's getting some money. That's in order, and Her Majesty out to an early lead, followed by Yeti's Abyss. Nerd Alert now up into second. That girl from school and Mr. Edward rounding out the field. Her Majesty now up into third, but that's in order with the lead. Nerd Alert not far behind and now taking the lead as we head toward the halfway point. It's Nerd Alert. That girl from school, that's in order. Her Majesty now in the third. Nerd Alert tried to get a half-length lead, but that girl from school is caught right back up and taking the lead. Nerd Alert into second. Staying close, though, a 2-horse race. As we come down the stretch, Nerd Alert back into the lead. That girl from school not far behind in second. That's in order. Yeti's Abyss. 4-horse race for third, but it's Nerd Alert stretching the lead. As we head toward the finish, it's Nerd Alert. That's my horse. Yeti's Abyss in second. That girl from school in third. Followed by That's in Order, Mr. Edward and Her Majesty. 8th win of the season for Jimmy.
Congrats, Jimmy.
Thank you very much. Nerd Alert.
Yeah, then Andrew's horse in second, Macy third, Nate fourth. And I'm disappointed in the image service that I'm using. It's it's
unavailable.
Yeah, it's I think the site that is hosting those images is having a harder time all of a sudden.
Gotcha.
But all right, so we got 7 races.
Another bittersweet race there. I won, but my dark horse did not do well there, Mr. Edward. But on to race 4.
Yeah, I think you got to take the win.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take it for sure. All right, let's head to race 4. Still on the dirt. That last one was a female-only race. This one a male-only race. Same distance of 9 furlongs. And half unowned, and then got Christian with Pizza Slice, Zach with Coach Cleaver, and Nate with Arbitrary Lines. Should be a close one here. Arbitrary Lines, though, 3 wins so far this season. 3 of her,
and Jimmy,
there's his 4 entries.
Yeah, and Jimmy, if you recall from last race day, Arbitrary Lines is one of only 3 horses with 3 wins. The other 2 being Runt and Thereupon I Linger. So we've got 3 G-grade horses in this one, but Arbitrary Lines has proven it time and again and has a chance to become the winningest horse in terms of race wins in the history of the league right now.
Nice. All right. Back out to the track. Race number 4 of 7 here on race day 11, and they're off. Nate's Arbitrary Lines with the early lead. Play Make Believe not far behind, followed by Speak Easy, Coach Cleaver, Pizza Slice, and Anecdotal Observer. Arbitrary Lines, though, maintaining that lead and building. Play Make Believe in second. Arbitrary Lines trying to leave the field behind. Coach Cleaver trying to get a little close, but it's now Play Make Believe in second. Getting closer to Arbitrary Lines as we come around the last turn. It's still Arbitrary Lines in the lead, followed by Play Make Believe. Speak Easy making a run. Speak Easy charging fast. Arbitrary Lines holding him off right now. And down the stretch they come. It's Arbitrary Lines and Speak Easy. Very close, neck and neck, nose and nose. Arbitrary Lines stretches a little bit, but Anecdotal Observers charges at the end. And it's Anecdotal Observer with the win. Nate's Arbitrary Lines will settle for second, followed by Play Make Believe, Pizza Slice, Speak Easy, and Coach Cleaver. Really looked like Nate was going to get another victory, but Anecdotal Observer with the photo finish.
How about that plain spoiler there? Anecdotal Observer came out of nowhere a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, down here in last place this late in the race.
Wow.
And then charged.
Could say they were an Anecdotal Observer right till the end.
And that's right. And then they were an anecdotal participator.
Great race. Great race. Very close. All right.
All right. 3 more today, Jimmy.
Let's head on to race 5. Another one in the dirt here. This one's going to be 12 furlongs, a little longer. And all owned horses. Zach's got 2 of them, the Nuclear Option and Campfire Songs. I've got Charmer in there, Nate with Magical Crinkle Ear, Walt and Charlie with Dungeon Master, Macy with Bad Communicator. All E's and F's, so it should be close. Magical Crinkle Ear and Dungeon Master, former winners.
Yes, and the grade E former winner is Charlie's Dungeon Master, so might call them the favorite, but it should be close.
For sure. All right, back out to the dirt, a $65,000 purse. Winner getting 39 grand, and they're off. Magical Crinkle Ear out to the early lead, followed by Charmer, Bad Communicator, the Nuclear Option, Campfire Songs, and Dungeon Master. And we've got a close one early. Bad Communicator taking the lead. Dungeon Master now up into second. Magical Crinkle Ear down to the fourth. Charmer into third. Bad Communicator trying to build a lead past the halfway point. It's nearly half a length over the field. Charmer into second. Now it's Campfire Songs in second. Charging towards Bad Communicator, our leader. And Campfire Songs overtakes him. And is charging toward the finish as we come down the stretch. Campfire Songs with a huge lead. It's close for second, though. Campfire Songs looking like the winner so far. And it's Campfire Songs with the win. Congrats to Zach. Second place goes to Bad Communicator. Third to Dungeon Master. Fourth, the Nuclear Option. Followed by Magical Crinkle Ear and my horse Charmer at the end there. Congrats to Zach. Campfire Songs. Win number 2 for Zach on the season.
That's right. Congrats, Zach. Yeah, win number 2. And I'll tell you, he claimed Campfire Songs on day 9, which was very recently.
Very nice.
Paying off already.
Yeah, cashing in. All
right, we got
congrats
two
to Zach.
left.
6 horses for Zach in these races. Glad he at least got one victory out of those. Let's head on to race 6. Our second claiming race of the day. The race to watch, as Chris said beforehand. 50,000 to claim one of these bad boys. We've got 9 of them. And 3 former winners in the field. And as we said, all owned horses. So
that's right.
First one of the day on the turf. And it's going to be 10 furlongs for an $80,000 purse.
Jimmy, I think the horse to focus on or call the favorite maybe is Let's Top You Off, because there's only 2 grade E horses, and that's one of them. And it has a win despite only having entered 2 races so far. It also has the most career prize money despite racing only half as much as everyone else. No comment would be Let's Top You Off's top competition. But I love this race. 9 entries in a claiming race, all owned, pretty evenly matched on paper. Nice. So let's see it.
Very good. Let's top you off and no comment. Also, the oldest horses in the field there, both 7-year-olds. And as you said, I'm going. Yeah, let's top you off. Also, well rested.
Sure.
No comment. Got a little fatigue. So
Okay.
all
Yeah.
right, out to the turf. 10 furlongs, 9 horses, and they're off. Galaxy Creation out to the early lead. Let's top you off, but takes it over quickly though, and is charging fast over a half-length lead over Galaxy Creation, followed by No Comment, Freeman T. They're in cahoots. Cleventricus, Sudden Burst, Let's Play 2, and Gladiator's Best. Let's top you off still in the lead. Galaxy Creation now. Cleventricus in the third. Andrew with the top 2 so far. Now in first, let's top you off, keeping that lead. Sudden Burst with a Sudden Burst up to second. Galaxy Creation in third, back into second. Now taking the lead. It's Galaxy Creation. Let's top you off. Sudden Burst, all very close as we come down the stretch. It's Let's Top You Off. They're all switching really fast. Freeman T now into the lead, and Freeman T charges and gets the win. Freeman T. Zach, his second win of the day. Galaxy Creation in second. Gladiator's Best, also Zach's horse in third. And Let's Top You Off in fourth. Andrew was second and fourth. No Comment in fifth, followed by They're in Cahoots, Let's Play 2, Sudden Burst, and Cleventricus. Congrats to Zach. Second win of the day. He's tripled his win total today, Chris.
That's right, and back-to-back wins.
Nicely done.
And then the third place finish isn't bad either.
Very good.
This is probably Zach's best day.
There we go. Nice job. Far. All right. Yeah. Any claims, Chris, for this?
There were none. I thought that we might see some at 50,000 with some grade E and F horses, but there weren't any.
All right.
So they'll all return to their stables. I like that race.
Money there.
Yeah, I like that race anyway.
Nice. Yes. Great race. And we head to our last race of the day. Day 11 here at beautiful Lewis Downs in Gainesville, Florida. We go back to the dirt, 9 furlongs, 7 horses, all owned. And we see Christian with 2 horses, Good Authority and Capiche. Capiche, a former winner on day 5. And our favorite has to be Portugal the Fast, 2-time winner. Day 1, of course, the Saudi Cup winner, and winning also on day 6.
Yeah, I want to say that the 4 grade C horses really saw perhaps a chance here entering this race, because it's open to all the way up to grade A horses, but they may have figured that the grade A horses would rest for the upcoming stakes races. A couple of them did, but Portugal the Fast is in there. I think Andrew might assess that Portugal the Fast could win today and then also win in the coming weeks. But yeah, so she's the favorite grade A horse, and it shouldn't necessarily be close, but the 4 grade C horses, I say that, but Lemke, the grade D horse, beat Beach Carrot twice in Triple Crown races, so grade C horses can certainly do it.
For sure.
And there's 4 of those, so this looks like a good race, a fun one.
Yeah, I threw my horse Whoville in there, hoping there'd be no A's or C's in there.
Sure. Well, we'll see. Anything can happen.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, let's head out to the dirt one last time. 7 horses ready to rock, and they're off. Distracted out to the early lead, followed by Whoville now into the lead. For Old Time Stake in third, Ginkle Winker, Portugal the Fast, Good Authority, and Capiche rounding out the field. Whoville overtaken now by For Old Time's Sake, who stretches that lead out. Portugal the Fast, Distracted now in the lead. And we're switching fast. We've got a good race so far, halfway point. Everybody's close. Portugal the Fast now taking the lead. Distracted in second, followed by Whoville now into third. Capiche in fourth, but it's Portugal the Fast trying to pull away. Distracted not letting him. Distracted now taking the lead. It's Distracted, Portugal the Fast, For Old Time's Sake, very close as we go down the stretch. Distracted trying to hold him off. Portugal the Fast now taking the lead, the favorite, but it's very close. It's going to be a photo finish, and it's Portugal the Fast, the favorite, with the win. Andrew with the first and third place horse, For Old Time's Sake. Distracted and Zach in second. Ginkelweeker in fourth. Good Authority fifth. Capiche down in sixth. And my boy Whoville rounding out the field. Congrats to Andrew. Another
Yes.
win for Portugal the Fast, his third of the year. And Andrews, let's see what do we got? Win number 8 of the year.
Very good.
I'm glad
Yeah,
Nate didn't take that one.
Yeah, all right.
There you go.
Congrats to Andrew. Portugal the Fast joins that group of forces with 3 wins, now tied for the most all-time wins. And how close was Zach to getting his 3rd win in a row after having only won all year? So close. This
Photo
race,
finish there.
this race was close and had the lead over a grade A Saudi Cup champion, Portugal the Fast, this late into the race.
What a
Good
run,
day for Zach.
for sure. All right.
All
Gonna
right.
take a look at the updated standings here.
I'd like to
It's
try
our
to do.
penultimate race day before we have 3 straight race days of stakes races. Everybody getting real excited for that, I'm sure. And also the 2-year-old draft coming up.
All right.
Nate,
There's
Nate, of course, still in the lead. 15 wins on the season.
I think Jimmy moved up from up into 4th.
Oh, nice.
And perhaps Macy, let's see if we can get the
Nice. I know I moved up from 6th to 5th last week and now up into 4th this week. So
I'm having a little trouble with my keyboard, but I'm trying to pull up everything here. So Macy jumped Jesse and Jimmy jumped Johnny. So there was a little bit of a shuffling this week
all right.
on a you know a smaller week.
For sure.
All right. So as Jimmy said, race day 12, which is next, has 4 stakes races. We're getting into a big important part of the calendar here. So we wish everyone good luck.
Absolutely. Good luck to everyone. And hope you enjoyed it tonight. Beautiful Lewis Downs. Be getting ready for that Lewis Downs Sprint Championship next week. And hope to see you there. All right. For Chris, this is Jimmy. And we'll see you next week back here in Gainesville. Have a good night, everybody.
Go Gators.